What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Thomas Gallery, and today I want to talk about art and is it beautiful? Now, we've all heard the expression beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard that expression plenty of times. Well, let's change a few words. How about we say art is in the eye of the beholder? Now, I asked that question because I always wanted to know, even me being an artist, I always wanted to know what makes people call a piece of work art. Okay? When people go to an exhibit or they see someone, painting, what makes the public say to themselves, this is art? Now, I have my own ideas. I'm coming from a admittedly biased perspective. Me being an artist myself, I'm biased. I'll just say that. But talking about the general public, is there a criteria, like a general criteria for something to be considered art? Because I know that quote unquote beauty is subjective, but as subjective as it is, there seems to be a large consensus of what is considered beautiful, or in this case, what is considered art. And I've always been curious about that. I've always like was there like a meeting or something going on? Was there like a town hall meeting where people just gathered around and said, okay, we're gathered here today to say and to finally put to rest once and for all what is art and what is not art? And did they like take like a poll or something from state to state or from different countries and say, okay, these countries over here, 75% of them said that this is what's considered art, and these countries over here, 68% said this is art, but this country over here, 45% said this is not art. Like, was there ever like a meeting or something? Because it's I find it curious when people come up with their own criteria for what is art. And I remember back when I was in junior high school, and my junior high school teacher slash home teacher slash science teacher, she's my science teacher slash home teacher, I'm not gonna call her name, she, during one of our breaks in between classes, she saw me drawing, and she asked me what it was. I forgot what it was myself, but she made a comment saying that she didn't like it. I said, okay, well, I mean, that's your opinion. I'm a junior high science. And she said I didn't like it. I said, okay, well, that's your opinion. It's fine. She said, well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I know I responded back, but I can't remember what I said. But that moment on got to me thinking, what, like, is there a general idea of what is considered beautiful, or in this particular case, art? Is there a broad definition of what is considered art? Is it color patterns? Is it shapes? Is it the skill and technique? Is it detail? Like, does it have to be as realistic or as photorealistic as possible? Is it just when something is so creative, like, you may not know what it is exactly, it's just creative? Like, is there a criteria for what is considered art? Like, or a better question, will we ever get to a point where what is considered art is no longer subjective? Because right now it's still subjective, which pretty much means it's all up to interpretation What you may consider art, I may not, and vice versa. But will we ever get to a point where the subjective will become objective? Will we get to a point in our existence as human beings where we will come up with a rational explanation, quote unquote, scientifically? By scientific, I don't mean like just no, I mean just something that can be tested and proven. Okay? Will we ever get to the point as a species where we will say and finally put to rest what is and is not art? Because as long as it is subjective, you will always have discussions. You will always have debates. You will always have arguments. You will always have agreements and disagreements about this is art, this is not art. I personally like the discussions because it gives people time, gives people room to converse amongst each other about different topics. But when things are objective, when it has been tested and proven, and this is the consensus, everybody agrees to this. There's no argument. Like no one will disagree in math. The rules in math are set where there is no room for this discussion. Ask anybody, 1 + 1 = 2. Okay? There is no discussion about that. That is not subjective. That is objective. Okay? But art is subjective. But will we ever get to a point where it is no longer subjective? It goes into a realm of objectivity, where we can map out a criteria that everyone will agree upon, and there will be no longer be a discussion on what is considered art and not art. Now, as curious as that sounds, to me it's a kind of a 50-50. It'll be kind of cool to see people finally come together on something like this, but it's kind of a slippery slope as well, because if you do that, then those who may consider their work art will have to go up against the masses to prove that this is art when there's already been a criteria set. So, and then you say, okay, well, if this is what's considered art and this is not art, then how many quote unquote old masters can we put into the art or not art category? Think about that. What if we come up with a definition that everyone agrees upon, but then we'll have to go back to the art museums and say, okay, now that we've agreed upon this definition, is this Da Vinci piece art? Is this Richter piece art? Well, people say that this piece right here is not art, but by the definition of the words that we have agreed upon, this can be considered into the art category. You see that? Now it's kind of I'm just spitballing, freestyling right now, but it's cool. It's cool as in it's intriguing. It gets the wheels turning. It gets the brain thinking about, will there ever be a clear-cut definition of what is considered art nowadays that will live forever? Because there is a definition for art. Like I've said some plenty of videos before. There is an actual definition for the word art. The origin of the word art means skill. It means skill. That means that art does not have to pertain to someone using a paintbrush and paints and watercolors and oils and charcoals and pencils and sketchbooks. No. Art, it literally means skill. It's Latin for the word skill. That means that a chef is an artist. A ballet dancer is an artist. A teacher is an artist. You ever heard the expression in basketball, the lost art of the mid-range jumper? Why? Because the mid-range jumper is a particular skill in that sport that you work at to obtain. That's what skill is. A skill is I would say, I won't say job or duty, but is a learned It's something that you learn. Okay? You learn this particular skill. You're not born with it. You learn it over time. No one is born learning how to shoot a jump shot. Okay? You learn that. That is a skill. Okay? A talent is born. Skill is made. Keep that in mind. But yeah, this is my little video. I wanted to show, just to throw some ideas out, see what everybody's thinking about. Hope you enjoy it. Catch you all later. Peace.